For years, a single diagnosis could erase your entire life. People were taken from their homes, isolated from society, and left to suffer with no real cure. This was the reality of leprosy. Then, a 23-year-old chemist changed everything, and most people have never heard her name. At the time, the world believed this disease was a permanent sentence. Patients were sent away to remote settlements, cut off from family, work, and dignity. The treatments that did exist were crude, painful, and mostly useless. Hope was not part of the equation. Survival meant isolation, and isolation often meant being forgotten. In the middle of this crisis, a young scientist named Alice Ball quietly stepped into one of the hardest problems in medicine. She was brilliant, focused, and already breaking barriers at the University of Hawaii. But no one expected her to solve what others had failed to fix. The biggest clue doctors had was chalmugra oil, a natural substance known for centuries. The problem was simple and frustrating. It was too thick, too unstable, and nearly impossible for the human body to absorb properly. Patients either couldn't tolerate it or saw no real improvement. It looked promising, but it didn't work. Alice Ball approached the problem differently. Instead of forcing the oil to work as it was, she changed it at a chemical level. She broke it down and restructured it into a form the body could actually use. What she created became known as the Ball method, and it worked. For the first time, patients began to improve in a consistent, measurable way. Some were even released from isolation after treatment. Imagine that shift, from being cut off from the world to being given a real chance to return to it. Her work didn't just treat a disease, it gave people their lives back. But just as her breakthrough began changing lives, her own life was cut short. Alice Ball died at only 24 years old. And what happened next is where the story takes a turn most people don't expect. The discovery didn't stop, but her name slowly started disappearing from it. A colleague, Arthur L. Dean, continued refining the treatment and began promoting it without properly crediting her. For a time, the method was even referred to under his name. The very breakthrough she created was saving lives, while her contribution was being pushed into the background. But history has a way of correcting what people try to erase. Over time, researchers and historians revisited the truth and restored Alice Ball's rightful place in the story. Today, she is recognized as the true pioneer behind one of the first effective treatments for a disease that once meant exile. Her story forces a bigger question. How many breakthroughs that changed the world were built by people whose names we never learned? Alice Ball didn't just solve a medical problem. She proved that brilliance can come from anywhere, even when the world isn't ready to recognize it.